Hello everyone, welcome back to This Day in Weather. If you're just joining this channel, this is where you can learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Today is September 10th. On this day in 1811, South Carolina was hit by a hurricane, but the biggest highlight associated with this hurricane was a tornado that struck downtown Charleston, South Carolina. 11 people were killed and 60 homes were either destroyed or severely damaged. On this day in 1882, a hurricane made landfall in the Florida Panhandle. This one spawned 5 tornadoes. An F2 killed 5 people in tenant homes near Quincy, Florida, and there was another F2. This one was pear-shaped and killed 1 person in Darbyville, Florida. On this day in 1960, Hurricane Donna made landfall on the Florida Keys with peak winds of 145 miles per hour, a Category 4 hurricane, the most severe observed there since the 1935 Labor Day hurricane. Donna then weakened to a Category 3 hurricane with winds of 120 miles per hour as it paralleled the southwestern Florida peninsula, then made landfall south of Naples. In the Florida Keys, coastal flooding severely damaged 75% of buildings, destroyed several subdivisions in Marathon. On the mainland, 5,200 homes were damaged, which does not include the 75% of homes damaged at Fort Myers Beach. 50% of buildings were also destroyed in the city of Everglades. Crop losses were also extensive. A total of 50% of the grapefruit crop was lost. 10% of the orange and tangerine crop was lost, and the avocado crop was almost destroyed. In the state of Florida alone, there were 13 deaths and $300 million in losses. Before the Florida damage, Donna formed on August 29th and struck the Lesser Antilles on September 4th, killed 4 people in Sint Maartin in the Netherlands, and left a quarter of the island's population homeless. 5 more were killed in Anguilla, and 7 others were killed throughout the Virgin Islands. In Puerto Rico, severe flash flooding killed 107 people. Then on the 12th, Donna made landfall as a Category 2 hurricane with winds of 105 miles per hour near Wilmington, North Carolina. Then later on the same day, made landfall near Brookhaven, New York with winds of 100 miles per hour. It then became extratropical over Maine on the 13th, then dissipated on the 14th. Donna was responsible for 439 deaths total and $980,1960 United States dollars in damage. In 2024 United States dollars, you would need over $10.4 billion to equate to that. On this day in 1998, Tropical Storm Francis made landfall near Matagorda Bay, Texas, with peak winds of 65 miles per hour, resulting in the worst coastal flooding and beach erosion since Hurricane Carla in 1961. The storm had just formed on the 8th, 2 days before landfall, after which it weakened as it continued inland and dissipated on the 13th. While the rains from the storm ended a drought in East Texas, it resulted in severe river flooding in parts of Texas and Louisiana. The highest rainfall total was 21.10 inches in Terrytown, Louisiana. The storm resulted in 2 fatalities, one of which was direct, and $500,1998 United States dollars in damage, which would equate to over $964.8 million in 2024 United States dollars. On this day in 2017, Hurricane Irma made landfall in Cudjoe Key, Florida, as a Category 4 hurricane with winds at 130 miles per hour. Then later that day, made another one in Florida. This one in Marco Island is a Category 3 with winds of 115 miles per hour. Before the Florida landfalls, Irma formed on August 30th and became a major hurricane on September 1st. Then on the 5th, it reached peak winds of 180 miles per hour, a Category 5 hurricane. Irma then made landfall along the northern coast of Bermuda with peak intensity. Then on the 6th, while continuing to maintain peak intensity, made additional landfalls the same day. First on Sint Maartin, then on Virgin Gorda, then in the British Virgin Islands. While Irma did briefly weaken to a Category 4 hurricane as it passed south of the Turks and Caicos Islands early on the 8th, It went back up to Category 5 status and made landfall in Cayo Romano, Cuba on the 9th with winds at 165 miles per hour. Then later that day, it weakened to a high-end Category 2 before strengthening back to Category 4 status prior to making landfall on the 10th in Cudjoe Key, then at Category 3 in Marco Island. After the Florida landfalls, it weakened to a tropical storm while entering Georgia on the 11th, then became extratropical and dissipated on the 12th. When Irma was all finished, it was responsible for 134 deaths and 77.2 billion 2017 United States dollars in damage, which in 2024 United States dollars would take over $99 billion to equate to that. The devastation Irma caused resulted in that name being retired and replaced with the Dahlia for the 2023 season. That will close up this edition of This Day in Weather, but be sure to stay tuned in because whenever there's a new video, you will learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Please hit the thumbs up button to like this video. Please hit the subscribe button to be sure to never miss a new video. And if you're just joining this channel, please check out all the other videos that have been posted on this channel.